dear ones. You are most likely having difficulties shedding the need to outshine, outsparkle others. When you were of the old age, you needed to prop yourself up. Not because you were not as capable as anyone, but because your society purposely pitted you against others. There was always an in-group and those considered beneath or less worthy than the in-group. Even though the in-group shifted with the times, the intent remained the same. Someone was wise enough, strong enough, rich enough, or charismatic enough to outshine others, until they were not. If your school valued athletics, those in sport teams were the in crowd. If your school valued intellectual ability, those who displayed such were valued. On and on, including musical talent or appearance. Within those groups was the subset of most popular within the group. Until they were not, for various reasons, from a shift in the key to popularity to the wrong moves or statements within the group. There did not necessarily need to be a reason for someone's popularity, but all knew that such was so because in and out groups were necessary, so some could feel better than others. Even though you are in a different place in a different world, it remains somewhat difficult for you to ignore your former need to be the best. Since many are gravitating to their unique path, you are finding it more difficult to separate the in and out groups. Something more difficult for you to comprehend than you thought when you first grasped the phrase, "We are all one." For if you are all one but on separate paths, it is not possible to feel better or worse than someone else. How can I know I've succeeded if I have no one to compare myself to? So it is that you continue to encourage both yourself and others to compare and contrast with hopes that you will be the best in whatever arena is important to you at the moment. Will others like you more if you have the right house, job, intent, skills, or income? Perhaps. But they will like you more by comparison than individual skills and achievements. For when you compare yourself to others, you are belittling both yourself and others. There are no longer the distinctions, separations, or right and wrong you experienced in 3D, and remain fairly comfortable with. Most of you are perhaps more politically correct in your speech than was true of previous generations, but you retain the ability, almost the need, to feel greater than someone else. The playing field you once understood has been leveled. If age, race, gender, income, educational level, and sexual orientation no longer apply, how can someone be better or worse? This is a new world with new markers, none of which apply to better or worse. Better or worse only apply when fear is a large part of the equation. When fear is no longer the dominant expression within any emotion, those markers disappear. For if all are equal and have the same software of skills that can be applied if the interest arises, there is no need or possibility of better or worse. You hope for new you and new earth, while applying the markers of yesterday, and then wonder why you do not feel the joy many seem to be experiencing. When you apply the old rules of better or worse, your joy is lessened. For you are applying old thoughts to new skills, the two are not compatible. When your thoughts are of better or worse, you diminish yourself and no one else. For those you are comparing yourself to are in a different place, whether 3D or New Earth. No one of New Earth can continue such limited thoughts and retain their new you being. A place to observe this less than, or fear piece is within the political arena, particularly the United States now. The presidential candidates, for the most part, are jumping on this and that piece to show everyone how much better they are than the other candidates, 3D thinking and actions. Those candidates will lose their sparkle for most citizens following the September 2015 energy bursts. Not because they are not the best candidate, but because they are campaigning on the basis of fear. Which candidate is having fun? Who is campaigning in joy instead of fear? That is the candidate you will eventually gravitate to. So it is you are just beginning to release your need to compare yourself to others, to make yourself bigger and better in others' eyes. Those of New Earth do not care who or what you are, for they are finding themselves. One more piece of this amazing transition, as you become new you in all your unique glory, not dictated by society, friends or family. So be it. Amen.